Hi, welcome to this drones tutorial. I've assumed that you have a copy of DIN running on your machine, and you've started it and it looks like this. Okay, we're going to create drones, but before we do that, we would like to make the scrolling a little bit faster, especially in Y. X is okay. Horizontal scrolling through A and D keys is okay, but the vertical scrolling through W and S is a bit slow. That's the default setting, so let's change that with this command called setvar. So setvar scroll Y, let's change that to something like 10. So if you do that and then you come out of the command mode pressing tab again, so that basically makes the Y scrolling a bit faster. Okay, okay, so the Y scrolling is a bit faster. Then we probably want to move the oscilloscope somewhere really down. Just click on top of these, on top of this, just underneath the thingy. It's not perfect, but anyway, so you could, okay, so you positioned it like that. Now we're just going to create some drones. To create the drones, it's a good idea to turn the delay off, so we press the apostrophe key and the delay is gone. Also turn off the gators, press B to turn off the gators. Gators are gone. Okay, so now we are ready to create the drones. So we just move into remote, and it starts playing. To turn on the drone, we just press the Q key. But before we do that, we probably wanna remove this sound as well. So for that, you basically go into the strength editor, which is number 1. Press number 1, and this is the strength editor, and just try to zoom in by pressing E key, E for egg, and put your mouse inside the diamond that you see here, and simply press Shift F, and it would have picked it, and you can drag it down. So drag it down to 0. Okay, so it's now on 0. If you can't see it, then press S and it will scroll down, and it will you just drop it on 0. That is 0, 0. Okay, especially the Y value should be 0. Okay, so now that means that the strength of this oscillator has been quietened down, so you're not going to hear anything. See, if you go in, you don't hear anything because the oscillator has been quietened down. Okay, fine. So now we can just go inside and to create a drone. So let's say you go in here. You could go anywhere here, here, anywhere. You could even go here and create a drone. But let's say we just create a drone slightly here. So we create a drone by pressing the letter Q, Q for Quaker. Okay, and it's created it there, and as you can see, the drone has started sounding. Now you can edit the drone by putting your mouse inside the handle and pressing E, and you just press it once and leave it, and then you just have to move the mouse. You don't have to click it anymore. You just move your mouse freely. So as you move, you note that the pitch of the tone changes. So the pitch of the tone becomes lower as you go left, enter the command mode and just do set var dmv to some value that you like, say 0.1, okay, or you could even make it louder, like okay, 0.1 is very quiet, 0.1 is very loud, 0.5 is going to be really loud, so probably won't do that, 0.25 maybe, that's loud, and it starts to distort. But there is a compressor on board, then we won't be dealing with it in this tutorial, but anyway, so to see if the compressor is on, you press P. So the compressor is disabled, which means that the compressor was on by default. Turn it on by pressing P again. Okay, it won't work in the command mode. If you press P inside the command mode, when the red cursor, when you see the red cursor here, it's in command mode. If you press P, it just types that as a character. So you want to come out of the command mode, pressing tab, and then you press P to actually to use the shortcut. Okay, so the compressor is enabled, so we know that we are not gonna bring the roof down, so to speak. But the compressor also has a limit, so it probably has a limit of about 5.0. So if it's like 5 times the max volume, then it probably distorts at that point. But anyway, so we are kind of well within the range at this point. Okay, so the snap drones is on, so if we create more drones, so it just snaps, okay, so we probably don't want that. So let's say you want to delete some drones, so what do? So you just click, drag a box around, and press C. Okay, so that deletes the drones. So you want to delete these 2 drones, press C, click and drag a box, release the click and press C. Okay, so let's try to delete some more drones. We probably don't need so many drones on these nodes. Okay, so I'm deleting drones on nodes which are kind of not very harmonious with the tonic. Okay, so the 4th and the 5th and the tonic, I'm leaving it as it is, but this is like deleting these drones. Okay, now you see that the drones are only on the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th node. Okay, we could move the drones around, of course. You could bunch select them like that and then press E, and you could move. Oops, can't move the drones. Why? Because the snapping is on. So okay, so I'm gonna set var snap drones to 0, and that will turn off the snapping. Okay, and now I click and select, and I can move them around. So it does a relative move. So now, as you see, I can drag it through the node like that. Okay, so I could do something like that, and then once select them and move them like that. Okay, so let's try to maybe increase the scroll speed. So SV set var, I could do set var scroll, or I could simply do SV, which is short for set var scroll X, probably to 25. Okay, and then that's much faster now. Yeah, I'd like to scroll a lot faster. Okay, so now you're bringing the drones like this. Okay, so let's bring this drones. Okay, you can have as many drones as you like. Okay, so let's create some more drones here. So you press Q again to create more drones. If you keep on pressing Q, the key repeat kicks in, so it kind of creates a bunch of drones like that. Okay, so it doesn't seem to go on top, so it creates it here. It's not a bug, maybe it's limiting it for some reason. I would not have liked to limit it, but it does it. Maybe I'll change the code at some point. But anyway, so you can just create the drones. What I meant to say was you can't create a drone here. Okay, technically I wouldn't want that limitation. I would like drone to be created at any volume, even distorted volume. Okay, I don't like to make decisions for you. Anyway, so it doesn't do it at this point, so we need to change the code. But anyway, it's okay. that's basically it. This is how the drone editing as such works. Okay, but it's not the end of the story, because let's delete these. You can bunch delete them. So we probably have this like this. Okay, so now let's pull it down a little bit. Okay, now if we want to change the timbre of the drone, this is fine, but if you want to change the timbre of the drone, you press the key 8. So if you press 8, you go into the drone waveform editor, which is right now this nice sine wave as a Bezier waveform, of course. So you could just you know, change this waveform and change the timbre. So it's all real time. So how do you change? How do you move the waveform? So move the points. Okay. So press F inside the diamond and basically moves. You want to be careful not to press F on this one. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's one of these little niggling bugs, which kind of, as you see, the timbre changes. So I pressed M at one point. So if you have these messages kind of obstructing your view, just press backspace and the messages clears up, and you can continue. You can do anything basically, and just that's how you change the timbre of the sound. Now you can also resize these the number of tones that you have between two tones to edit them more. Okay, so I've folded the console so that doesn't. So there are now 1,857 tones between these two notes, right? Notes 1 and 2. Okay, and you see the drones are so closely spaced actually. So now we've shifted the tonic almost, because we bunched up the notes and we moved them around. So like that. Okay. Oops. Okay, back to the default. Fine. So Shift M, Control M, and M are the keys that you want to change the number of microtones you have between two tones. Just press the left shift key, and if you just move the mouse to the right, it increases the number of tones. If you move towards the left, it decreases the number of tones. Okay, so that's one way to edit the drones as well. So what else? That's about it basically. That's about it. You can't change the timbre of just a small bunch of drones and have another. You can't change you can't assign one waveform to a small bunch of drones and assign a different waveform to another bunch of drones. You can't do that. You can't do modulations, like you can't do frequency modulation or amplitude modulation. I'd like to bring in all these features. The gators you can't do, but what you can do is octave shift. So set BPM, octave shift, let's say we keep it at 30, okay? And this is the octave shift editor, number 7. So the octave shift goes over BPM. So at beat 0, it's the same tone, and then at beat 1, oops, sorry, no, not at beat 1, it kind of goes up to 2, right? So that means it multiplies by the octave. Okay, so you can shift the octaves of the drone as a group, and that's a nice effect, like so. it changes is determined by this curve. So you could have different curves by pressing the 9 and 0 keys. You can go through the library of octave shift patterns. So this one I think goes from normal tone to fifth above, and then comes back to sort of near close to third. Sorry, comes to fourth and then goes back up an octave. So something like this. So let's add some more tones here. Now the octave shift will be very more clear. Okay. Again we're going down. Going down again. Going down. See how it goes to fifth, fourth, and then comes down. Okay, one more, but very quick. Okay, octave shift 240. It's going to be very quick. Because that's 240. That's nice. So now you could just close by making